Welcome to the Real Mama Pod.
I'm your host, Devin.
And I'm your host, Kendra.
We are real moms.
Sharing real experiences.
The things people don't tell you.
Hey, Mama, hey. It is Kendra from the Real Mama Pod hanging out with my hubby. You gonna say hey?
Hey.
If this is your first time listening, I am your host, Kendra. Typically, Devin is here with me, but today we are recording the Ferguson's 9th anniversary episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
9 years married, which is crazy.
It's not that crazy. It's an accomplishment, but it's not wild like that.
It is an accomplishment. And when I say crazy, I mean like crazy in terms of time. Like I can't believe 9 years have gone by and we have had a full 9 years of marriage.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be sitting here with my boo today, covering just life, how married life has been treating us this year, 2025 to 2026, and also talk about what we're expecting as we approach year 10.
Okay.
So
let's do it.
Before we get into our conversation, we love to start with a little game. So this is a game of like, who did it first, pretty much. So I'm going to ask 4 questions. Jonathan's going to ask 4 questions. And then we'll get into our anniversary conversation.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Who was the first person to say, I love you?
I think it was me. But I think that's misleading because you were the first person to kind of broach it.
What you mean?
You asked me like some silly question like, how soon is it too soon to be in love?
What?
It was something like that. Something like that you were putting a bait out in the water and I let you off the hook and I said I love you first.
I'm calling BS on this.
Okay.
What?
How do you remember it then?
I remember you saying that you love me first.
No details?
But I remember being at my parents' house. We were on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And before we got off, you told me that you loved me. So I remember where I was. I think it was during the month of June of 2012. 2012. And
Future.
hush. I remember the setting, I remember the timing. I just don't remember said bait being thrown out.
No, okay. Well, I remember the details.
Okay. Well,
and the conversation went as such. You put out some silly question of like, is it crazy or is it too soon to feel like something like that? And
I don't talk like that.
And yes, you did. And I let you off the hook, and I told you that I loved you because I did.
Okay, darling. Well, if you say I threw out some bait, then whatever. Mm-hmm. All right, you got the next question.
Okay. Who gives the best gifts?
I think it would be natural for me to say that you give the best gifts because you're gifting me. But I do think that we're both intentional gift givers.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of take we survey each other throughout random times. It's like, oh, how do you like this? Or we may throw hints out. I like this, save it, XYZ, and it might pop up as a gift one day. But I can't, I mean, like I said, naturally, I'm going to say you.
Yeah, I think you are the better gift giver. I think you you are less reserved in general, right? And I think that also goes into your gift giving as well. Like you don't think like there's not necessarily like a too much for you.
Are you being shady?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to. I mean this in a compliment. I understand that.
I'll tell y'all why I asked him that question, but go ahead, darling.
I mean this in all seriousness. You give it all. You give a lot. And there's not a stop button for you unless somebody's like wronged you, right? And I think that shows up again in your gift giving. And so I think you are just generally the more generous of the two of us. And I think that you are when it comes to like the amount with which you give, I think you are by far the better giver.
Okay. Well, thank you for that context, darling.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I told him or asked him if he was being shady is Jonathan swears that I find any reason to spend money. Like any reason. We go to the grocery store together. He's like, you would be the one that run the tab up to $200.
I swear,
Whereas,
bill when I go to the grocery store by myself is a third of what it is when
that's
we go together.
because 2/3 of our groceries are missing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. That's why.
Maybe 15% of things are
No,
missing,
the
but
reason why my grocery bill is higher than the one that you walk out of the store with is because I make sure we have everything that we need.
even if we got it 3 times.
Whatever, we're going to use it. I'd rather have and not need than to what? Need and not have. Okay.
Yeah, they know.
So who's funnier?
See, I just made you laugh. I didn't have to say nothing. Clearly it's me. Clearly it's me.
I agree.
Clearly it's
I agree. Jonathan is funny. He's one of those people that is low-key funny. You got to like catch him on the slide because he comes off as reserved and
reserved.
quiet and
And
calm
calm.
and, you know, all things demure. But if you get to know him and get to know him well, then you will see that he is quite the comedian.
It's about timing. I find my pockets. I'm never gonna be the loudest voice in the room.
No,
but
but he's slick. You gotta watch him. You slick. You were slick.
I'm like Arsenio Hall in Harlem Nights. You don't know this movie, but
Don't try me like that.
where there's a scene where no, it's not Arsenio Hall. It's the other guy. But anyway, somebody's shooting a machine gun, and then the other guy in the background, he keeps pulling out a little pistol and pow every now and then. I'm the pistol.
You the pistol
I'm
pop.
the pistol. I'm not the machine gun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Jonathan he's quite funny.
Yeah. Who apologizes first after an argument?
Here's another shady. He's definitely being shady with this question.
I just asked the question.
So you apologize first. Period.
Okay, we can move on to the next question then. I guess we wrapped that one up.
You agree?
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree.
Okay. Who's the biggest baby when they're sick?
I think that you are the biggest.
You need to
when
stop.
When you're sick.
You need to stop.
What do I? Okay, I think that you require at least 24 to 48 hours of nothingness.
Yes.
Anytime that you get sick.
To heal. Yes.
Okay.
I am one of those people that need rest to heal. I can't, no. But that's not, whatever. I don't agree with you. I think you are the biggest baby because you are really needy when you're sick.
How so?
Babies are needy, right? So You just said when I'm sick, I need 24 to 48 hours of nothing, right? I replace nothing with rest, right? So that means I'm resting. I'm not bothering nobody. I don't anticipate people bothering me.
That's not what
And
was,
you,
that's
when
not what
you're
was
sick, you can't do anything.
That's not true. I do.
And I also want to say this. I may need a full 24 hours to rest, but when we get into the next day, I'm up starting to do things, especially when this house needs to.
Not true.
What?
Not true.
Okay.
Not true at all.
Whatever.
Not true.
Okay. Well, we're gonna disagree on this one.
Yeah, I guess so.
He's the biggest baby.
Okay.
Last question.
Oh yeah, it's my
Yeah, this
question.
is your question.
Who's a better cook?
Ooh. I think it depends on what's being cooked.
Mm, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I think you and I are both good cooks.
I think I'm okay every now and then.
No,
I think
darling.
that you are like I need one, just far more time to cook, and I need to do a dish a couple times before I get it right. You jump in, you don't need to stretch, nothing. You come in the kitchen, boom, and you fixing things up and you got it ready to go the very first time. Whereas I need a couple whoops meals before I get this dish right.
Okay.
That means you're
Okay.
the better cook. And if I didn't sum that up very well, that
Yeah,
means you are.
you did, darling. And I also want to say, you are the better breakfast cook.
I'll take that.
You got breakfast on lock.
I'll take that.
I got the
Yeah,
pancakes.
there we go. Yep.
But outside of the pancakes, you got it.
Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. Well, that was fun, darling. I enjoy playing those games with you
Mm-hmm.
because this really gives us an opportunity to see how we really feel. Like you thinking I'm the biggest baby when we're sick. But anyways, like I said, when we open up the conversation, we are celebrating 9 years of marriage, which has been a journey. We have been through any and everything that a married couple can go through. And I'm so thankful that I have you by my side for the rest of my life. But I do think it's important for people to hear, about some things that we value in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, just where this 9th year has taken us and where we see year 10 going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kick it off with this question. What is one thing about our relationship that you did not fully appreciate when we first got married, but you appreciate now?
Our differences. I think before, like early on in our marriage and in our relationship, I was just kind of I was annoyed by your structure sometimes. I was annoyed by just your I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but it like you had a different sense and still do have a different sense of urgency about a lot of different things, a lot of things that I probably don't have quite the same sense of urgency about.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was challenging for me when we first got together and then got married and everything, right? Um, and today I appreciate those differences because one, you've used those same sense of urgency, that same structure and organization to really push me in a lot of ways, push me um just to be a better partner around here. Bless you. To be a better professional,
Mm-hmm.
to um just be better all the way around. It's still a challenge for me, and I will never quite be you, right? But that's why I appreciate our differences. Um, I appreciate our differences a lot now in
Mhm.
a way that I did not before.
Yeah. Thank you for that, babe. Um, I'm kinda along the same lines as you. I can appreciate how unstructured you are.
Mhm,
I think, as I've gotten older, I'm becoming less structured, which is kinda interesting, but I feel that there are certain things that I held too much weight to, and now I'm just like, it is what it is. It'll happen when it happens, or we're just gonna vibe today. No schedules, no nothing. We're just gonna chill. And I think you've challenged me to start thinking that way.
mhm,
I do think it is important to have structure when needed. But you have challenged me to think, in practice even, um, the idea that it doesn't everything doesn't require structure. Like,
mhm,
just vibe.
mhm, mhm,
Um, so I do appreciate that now. That is something that was challenging for me on the front end because, like you said, I was and am still, for the most part, a pretty structured person,
mhm,
but I have let that structure wall down a lot.
mhm.
Um, Even just over this past year, like I know that life looks busy for us all the time, but
Yeah.
um, I am starting to have this shift in my mind that like mm, I'm just gonna vibe
Mhm,
and it is what it is.
mhm.
And um I can thank you for challenging me to do that.
Yeah, yeah,
Live a life of peace.
yeah. And I think the balance in our differences has brought peace
Mhm.
to our lifestyle and to how we manage our lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a question for me?
I sure do. So looking back, what would you say has been the key to sustaining our marriage through all these different seasons of life over the course of
Mhm.
9 years?
I think at the very core, we are friends.
Hmm.
Um Friendship is important to us, and the fact that we were friends first, then lovers, I think it's the perfect foundation,
Yeah.
for a sustainable marriage.
Hmm.
I think we have fun together. We clearly laugh together,
Hmm.
and we are friends at the core.
Hmm.
I think that is the simplest way I can answer that question. Um, I'm not gonna call you the homie, but you are. Like, you my guy.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Yeah.
And I really, really, really do appreciate and value our friendship.
Hmm.
And I do think that that is the root of why our marriage has sustained the way that it has.
Hmm. Hmm. I I would agree. I enjoy you, right? Um,
I enjoy you too.
I enjoy being around you. There's no one in the world I'd rather spend any like moment with, right? Any like milestone or not even don't even have to be a milestone. It could be um just a random weekend, right?
Hmm.
You are the person that I want to spend that time with, right? And I think that plus just the fact that we don't even in like life or death circumstances or um the depths of depression that we've experienced and that we've seen and supported one another through. I think one thing that we do or don't do is we don't take ourselves too seriously,
Hmm.
right? we can recognize the moment, but also recognize that we are still just Kendra and Jonathan, who started dating in Tallahassee, right? Just up and down the hill, having a good time, right? And I think whether in running the streets of Tallahassee to stressing about graduate school to stressing about a move and a child and all the things, right? I think we're still the same people who enjoy having a good time, enjoy being amongst one another, and aren't allowing life and the circumstances of life to take control of our narrative, and we can still just be who we are and enjoy each other.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I do. So what is something marriage has taught you about yourself?
About myself. Has taught me and is still teaching me. Marriage has taught me and is still teaching me that um, that I don't have to do everything on my own. That I can trust you as a partner in life, which means trusting you with everything. And ultimately, that also means asking for help. Even just saying it was still kind of hard for me to get out. But asking for help, um, being able to admit when I don't know something, which is still hard for me too. All of these are still they're both. I've made gains and I still got plenty of ways to go.
Yeah, we both do.
But yeah, being able to or knowing that I can depend on you, um, and I think which sets the blueprint for even outside of our marriage. I can ask for a mentor. I can ask people in my field for help. I can ask for guidance because I don't know everything and never will know everything, right? But I can ask for help, right? So I think that's something that our marriage has taught me and is still teaching me because I'm a hard-headed learner and I run into walls. That's how I learn.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And I will give you credit and say that I have seen a shift in
Yeah.
that. So I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I am. Um, the one thing I've learned is, or it's more of a lesson that I'm teaching myself, is that there's more than one way to do things. Um, this is too an area that I'm still kind of developing in. I think I've gotten better since the beginning because I was very like, no, this is the way it should be done. And you challenged me to say, no, like this is also a way. So um yeah, I think that's this again the simplest way I can say it. There's more than one way to do things. Like at the end of the day, you have your way of doing things. I have my way of doing things. Sometimes our ways agree and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't. But the goal is to get to whatever the finish line is, whatever that North Star is, that the goal is to get there.
Get it done.
So hopefully it is something or it's in a way that we both agree on, but sometimes it's not. And I have learned to accept that, that it's not always my way. So
That's a good one.
thank you.
So we talked about how we are friends, and that's the core of our marriage. How do you think about keeping our friendship alive within our marriage?
Hmm. You know, I think you're one of those friends that I just, even though you get on my nerves sometimes,
Uh,
I love being around you. I really do. And I think just continuing to be ourselves, is what will keep that alive. I also think that we always have an interest in growing and learning together.
Yeah.
Nothing is rarely stagnant with us. Like,
Mhm.
we like to keep things moving forward and upward.
Yeah.
And that is another thing that keeps our friendship alive, that keeps our marriage alive, our relationship alive. So I think as long as we continue to enjoy each other's company,
Mhm.
that we continue to walk alongside each other in growing and learning and developing, not only as a couple, but
Mhm.
as people, as professionals, as parents,
Mhm.
as friends, you know, we're doing that with each other. We continue to grow and complement each other.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
friends complement each other all the time.
Mhm.
So, um, yeah, I think we just continue to be us. And I think another way that keeps our friendship strong is just doing things together,
Yeah.
exploring and learning, like I said, learning things together. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll end
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. I agree with you. Um, yeah, 100%. I agree with you.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know. I guess I'm picturing, I'm picturing, um, I'm picturing your audience right now, and they're probably sitting there like, I'm sick of these. They just loving and gushing on each other, and you're like, while some people might appreciate that, I also want to throw a little bit of a wrinkle in it, and something that I think
And
keeps
this is typical
keeps
for
something.
devil's advocate.
No, it's not devil's advocate. It's
This
still
is
along the
your
lines.
devil's
It's still along the
advocate.
same lines of like keeping our friendship alive. I just don't think you enjoy this as much as I do, and that is and it's funny because Eli's picked this up too. One of our favorite pastimes in this house is just trolling mommy. It's just doing things to get on your nerves. And I find it hilarious.
I don't.
And I think it builds a little bit of closeness for us as a family. And for between you and I as well. It could because there's times where you probably um, like if I don't do something to bother you, you probably think I'm like annoyed with you or bothered with you or something, right? If I don't have something slick to say, or if I'm not like actively annoying you, then you think I'm annoyed by you, right? So I think that's another piece of it is, and that's one of the ways I think I and Eli keep things light around here is
By trolling me.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We are people of the culture, right? And one thing Black folks do to love on each other is pick on each other. I
Mhm.
don't know why we do that, but we do. And luckily, I grew up in a house with a brother and a dad who used to troll me. So I thought that when I got older and became an adult and I married an adult, I would live in a house where people were mature and did not intentionally troll me.
Mm. Sorry.
And
Sorry
I've
to
learned that
disappoint
now
you.
I have that in a husband and a son because he's absolutely right. Eli loves to troll me and it drives me crazy. So, y'all leave me alone.
No. No,
Okay,
we
whatever.
will not.
Moving on. So a couple more questions.
Okay.
One, well, I'll let you take the last question, but how do you think, or what do you think makes out for healthy conflict resolution in marriages? Like when you think about our marriage,
Mhm.
how do you think we have um, resolved conflict in a healthy way?
I think I tend to think about it as that the my no, well, okay, let me just spit it out. So what I think about is when we do have conflict is the first thing that I in the moment I'm probably thinking like this is she always does this. I'm whatever. I'm sick of this, right? Um And then my next thought is like, yeah, I can complain about Ken. I can complain about my wife. And at the same time, what did I contribute? Right? How am I contributing to this issue? Or what can I do to resolve this? Right? And so the first thing I do is kind of take my piece of accountability in whatever the conflict is, and make efforts to resolve that, acknowledge it and resolve it. Regardless of how you receive it, or um, if you are giving me anything back in return. That's not why I'm doing this, right? I'm not looking for anything in return from you. When we do have conflict, I'm taking my part, I'm owning that, and making efforts to resolve that. And I think that can set the stage, or I think give us permission, right, to let our ego die in whatever this conflict might be, because there's absolutely ego that enters the conversation, and I think we have to minimize that the best that
Yeah.
we can, in order to resolve our issues, right? So the first thing that I do again is I take my personal accountability so that we can begin to see a step forward.
Yeah. I love that response. And honestly, you've been a great model for that. And I've picked up on just how important it is to do some self-reflection.
Mhm.
And sometimes it means like actually having to table the conversation.
Mhm. Mhm.
When you are in the heat of sometimes I think it's important to, you mentioned having some self-reflection, but sometimes you got to know when to table the conversation,
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
depending on what the conflict is, we can have very high emotions, and
Mhm.
like our knee-jerk reaction is just to respond.
Mhm.
And usually our response is led by the rage and anger, or whatever we're feeling in that moment is
Mhm.
usually what our actions, it's kind of a resemblance or result of our how we're feeling. um and I've had to learn how to um just say, you know what, I want to talk about this right now.
Mhm.
um let's come back, or
Mhm.
even respect you not wanting to talk about something right now.
Mhm.
Because, depending again on circumstances, sometimes we go in, no, I want to talk right now, blah,
Mhm.
blah, blah.
Mhm.
And if you're telling me I need time,
Mhm.
I had to learn how to respect that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think that is a healthy way to approach conflict, like
Mhm.
especially if your goal is to resolve it. Sometimes you gotta, despite how you're feeling, you have to respect
Yeah.
your partner, and what they need to get themselves together
Yeah.
in that situation. So, and sometimes that means taking some time away to get ourselves together, and to your point, have some self-reflection.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think though, I'm gonna keep it a buck and say that, like, for us, we both have we both have some really strong uh I don't give a fuck games, and can put a wall up, and if say we don't want to talk about it, and that goes too long
yeah,
at times. Um
yeah, we're working on that though.
yeah, we are.
We
We
are.
we need to keep working on it. But yeah, I think that's something that we are respecting each other in,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to come back to the table a little bit sooner sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. We are working on that.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right. So you got the last question?
Yeah. What is and I don't even really like asking this question this way, but what is one thing that you admire about your boy?
I admire a lot of things about you, but in this ninth year, I have admired how you have stood on what you see yourself doing professionally.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I've known you, you've wanted to be a psychologist,
Mm-hmm.
right? And as you got deeper into your field and realized where your passions were,
Mm-hmm.
you always spoke life over and into building your own practice.
Mm-hmm.
And when this idea came about, the road seemed far and long, right?
Still see.
But you made that a goal of yours for this year and within our 9th year.
Mm-hmm.
And you did that.
Mm-hmm.
So I admire just your grit in life. You do it graciously and very humbly too. And I admire that about you as well. Um, and I'm just excited to see how Dr. Ferguson blesses the people and the community that you are so passionate about. So that's what I admire about you in this conversation.
I appreciate that. It is hard for me to take and uh, accept and receive compliments, although my question was fishing for one. But I receive that and I'll
You should
hush.
receive it.
And I'm gonna talk about you for a minute. Um, so what I admire about you in this season is the way in which you are, as you kind of spoke to, you are embracing and shifting and moving with change. And that is a change. That is growth, right? So I'm admiring the way in which you are challenging yourself to grow in a lot of ways. That I see that in you professionally and you taking chances to define what your role is and will continue to be. I see that in you within the context of you being a mother within the context of our marriage and just in your life in general. I think this has been a season of embracing and walking directly into to change,
Mhm.
um, even in your hair, right? Which I think is a reflection of just this season that you're in. You've been
Mhm.
talking about locking your hair for years. Not until this year did you finally take that step and embrace that change, right? And so that is something that I'm admiring in you right now is like your growth in that regard and like the embracing
Mhm.
um and acceptance of change.
Thank you, darling, for pointing that out.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. I think it goes back to that what we appreciate in each other now.
Mm,
Um, and that's, how I said I appreciate you not being so structured and
mhm,
being
mhm,
flexible and kind of fluid in some things.
mhm,
So, I think that kind of speaks to what you just said. So,
mhm.
I love you, babe.
Love you too.
All right. So, it is time for some mama and daddy juice.
Mhm,
Yes. So if this is your first time listening, Mama Juice is my favorite segment of the show. I love a good cocktail, so we had to have it in the Real Mama Pod. And I have my favorite cocktail connoisseur with me. This is one thing Jonathan and I love to do together is make cocktails or go out
mhm,
to different restaurants or bars and try well-crafted cocktails. So today's drinks, because we got two. Ooh,
mhm.
ooh, ooh. It's a his and hers. And when y'all go to weddings or engagement parties or any function that is with
A
a
couple.
couple,
Mhm,
they always have his and hers drinks. And that's what we have today. So the hers drink is a lychee martini. We went to Trader Joe's today, and this speaks to that high grocery bill that Jonathan says I love to run up. I saw lychees, and I was like, oh, this would be fun to explore some drinks with. So we got some fresh lychees. Mm-hmm. And we made a lychee martini. So it has 4 muddled lychees. These are fresh lychees. Mm-hmm. 2 ounces of gin, because y'all know I love gin. 1 ounce of elderflower liqueur, and 1 ounce of fresh lime juice.
Got to be fresh.
And everything has to be fresh. Mm-hmm. This is the hers, and it is essentially a lychee martini. And it's good. Nice and springy. We had our wedding anniversary is May 28th. Mm-hmm. So spring wedding, and this is the perfect drink to enjoy over a nice warm spring day. Yes.
Love it.
You want to tell what's in the his? What is the his?
So, in the spirit of talking about our grocery bill, the his is rather simple. It's actually just throwing a bunch of shit that you have in the house, pretty much throwing that together. So it's specific things that you got in the house, though. So it's a ranch water cocktail, which just means that you get your favorite tequila, you look for a lime somewhere in the house, you roll it, you cut it, you slice it, you squeeze it, and then you pour some seltzer water over the top of it, some sparkling water. Whatever measurements you want. If you're feeling like getting real litty, dump that tequila in there. If you just want just a splash of tequila in there. However you want to mix it. So it's not that specific. It's not very structured. Just put those 3 ingredients in there and have him a good time.
So everybody just got sparkling water around their house.
A lot of people do nowadays.
Okay, whatever.
Sparkling or still. Either way.
Still water would not be good as that.
It'll work.
You know that. Anyways, so Mama's Corner is Devin's favorite segment of the show. So obviously she's not here. So I will be asking a Mama's Corner question today.
Okay.
So I told y'all that one of our favorite things to do is travel together. Any opportunity we get to travel, we take it. We have been to several countries and cities around the United States, and we have so much more to explore.
Yeah.
So we have a full bucket list of places that we must see. Mm-hmm. So in the spirit of our bucket list mm-hmm. and our love for travel, mm-hmm. if you could plan the perfect 10-year wedding anniversary vacation, mm-hmm. what would that look like?
I was just thinking about this the other day. I think maybe not this question, but since our 5th year anniversary, mm-hmm. we've been at a winery about every year for our anniversary since then. Since we did it in Spain, we've been at a winery about every other year or every year since then. Either way.
Our first wedding anniversary was at a winery in Napa.
It was. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. But so what I think that a part of me wants to keep that alive. But at the same time, I think we could also do something, we're due for something a little bit different, mm-hmm. right? I would love for us, we've been talking about getting to a beach mm-hmm. somewhere, some type of tropical destination, far away from the city of Atlanta, far away from these jobs and all of these responsibilities, and on a beach, with a cocktail, or probably on cocktail number 3 or 4 at this point. But to be specific about locations, that's the tricky part. And I'm thinking, though, somewhere, I don't know, off the coast of Africa is kind of what I'm thinking at this point.
I can rock with that. I can rock with off the coast of Africa. So we talked about Tanzania before,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
Tanzania looks like a beautiful country. But we've also talked about the coast of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
We have a really good friend from graduate school. Shout out to Robina. She is from Kenya. Her family's from Kenya. And if I'm not mistaken, she has actually moved back to Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
So she has showed us a different side of Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
And just through her social media, through our friendship, Kenya is high on the list of places. So
Very high.
I can agree with the coastal Africa trip.
Mm-hmm.
And I really agree with the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the last few trips we've been on has been so focused on like being inland, and exploring in that way. But
walking miles a day.
right, which we love.
Yeah.
We love, love, love. And there is nothing like a good, relaxing beach vacation where you're simply there to just enjoy food, enjoy drinks, and enjoy the weather, the beach.
Eat the fish right out the water.
Eat the fish right out the water. Like when you're traveling to like Europe or in like inner parts of Mexico or South America or Australia, you're there to explore. You're there to go out and learn about the city or the continent or the country, to really embrace the culture of the people. But when you are on a beach vacation,
we ain't there to do nothing.
We're to do absolutely nothing other than connecting and exploring through food, drinks, and the beach culture.
Yep.
So
the vibes.
So if I had to pick a dream vacation, it would definitely be off the beach. So I think wherever we go next year, we will keep y'all posted on what that place will be, but it will be on somebody's body of water. So.
And we might be a little darker when we get back the next time you talk to us.
You know what? See, don't save your jokes. Save your jokes. Save your jokes. All righty. Well, darling, thank you for joining me on the Real Mama Pod, but thank you for doing life with me forever.
My pleasure.
I love you, and I'm looking forward to year 10.
Let's do it.
All right. Until next time, mamas and daddies. Bye.
Bye.